All right. Uh, let's see. I'm just gonna check my settings. I'm gonna make sure that this is live. Okay, cool. It's working. All right. So this is episode one, and I'm gonna be here for another 50 years, basically. So you're stuck with me. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm gonna be here for another 50 years. I'm gonna live a full life here. Um, and there's nothing you can say to me that will make me stop. I will always be here. I'm going to live a long life. All right. So, episode one. Uh, I'm gonna talk about something some of you might find kind of controversial, and I'm not going to apologize. Uh, this is kind of important because I have this emotion inside me. I have to come out with the truth. I have to confess. I have to confess to the things I did. I don't know how to describe this feeling. If it's shame or guilt. I don't, the closest word I can think about is dread, I guess. Let's see. So, I'm just gonna come out and say it. For the past 20,000 years, every time I am reborn in a human body, I have been murdering thousands, millions of people based entirely off race. And for the first time in over 1,000 years, I think I might have been wrong. There have been some changes in the past. When I was dead last time, quote unquote dead, I was still alive, but um, when I was gone from humanity, a lot has changed. A lot. And there were some discoveries that pertain to my work. So I'm gonna start off by drawing a timeline of how much I can remember from my past lives. And I can give you guys a bit of context of my plan uh, of trying to make the world livable. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with a baseline. This baseline is a wall of memory. Okay, and anything before, because the timeline goes is always constant, it goes backwards too. Anything on the left of the baseline is speculation. And a handful of memories, smells, scents, places, and my first life. That's pretty significant. Like the first time I was a human and the first time I kind of learned about the first time it was significant. All right. Anyway, uh, so that's the baseline. I don't know. So we're gonna start here in the 1800s. All right. I hope I have my pictures here. Didn't I just have? Oh yeah, I totally fucked it up. One sec. I have my photos here. Um, Now a lot of you guys are gonna think this is dumb and like everyone thinks this and like no. No one knows what I know. And I'm gonna shed some light on some things. And mash. Alright, so in the 1800s there was this guy. You might have heard of him. No big deal. Um he's not too important for what I'm talking about today, but I have memories from the time. I remember the smell of gunpowder, the roar of cannons, and the thumping of the horses. Riding horses too. Um, but that's not too important right now. What I remember after he died was on this is Europe with a little boot and Africa. and there's that little island where I died. And so, on my journey from here to here, I pooped on the boat while I was on the boat. And you know what they do with poop on the boat? They just throw it over the side. Okay? And so your poop goes down, 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 trickle down. And then there's a little lobster. And the little lobster, he ate the poop. And so after I died, um, I became a fucking lobster, man. And it'll get more complicated later on. There's actually a big ass. There's a big right there. That's gonna come. That hole is gonna be significant in a few minutes. And so yeah, I was a fucking lobster, and I was stuck on the bottom of the sea. That was my punishment for killing all of those people. I was in the cold depths for a few years. It was pretty sad and scary. It's scary being underwater. And after that, I lived several insignificant lives that I don't really recall because I didn't really do anything. But I remember the solitude of the lobster. Um, and so now I'm gonna mark the significant lines as red, I guess. Here's the big one. I'm not gonna post a picture, uh, because he who shall not be named. Um, this was big. I was. This is when it all started to fall apart, I'd say, because I was on a mission for thousands of years, and this is when it all started to not make any sense anymore. Uh, that era is strange. It's so strange. But the era we're getting to is even weirder. So significance. I jump straight to death. I'm not talking about these men, okay? That'll be another episode, maybe like a future Q&A. I'm not talking about these men, but I can put shine a light on some things for people, okay? And so this is the part that's significant, okay? I'm going to tell you what happens after you die because the memory right now, present, is clear, crystal clear. And the further back in time I try to remember, it gets foggy and I don't remember so much detail. I can tell you exactly what happened after the war though. I can tell you I can account for all the time from 1945 to 1995. I can tell you exactly where I was, exactly how much time I was quote unquote dead, and I can tell you what happens. And so right now, so I was gone for 50 years. Right here. I'm going to make this the significant that right there, right there. Okay? And so after I died, I don't know, in this instance, the creator broke up my time away from humanity into four like 14-year blocks. That's how long the average lifespan of an animal is. And so it's all going to start to make sense now, what I'm talking about. You guys are going to start picking up on it. And so the only thing I'm going to talk about regarding the incarnation is the significance of these two men and why they're significant. So, reincarnation, the easiest way for you to do what I did was to become big and famous, do something so big, so huge, so insane that people talk about you for over 100 years after you're dead. And so when you hear those stories again after you're reborn, the memories start to come back, and you're like, "Holy shit, I remember that. That was like I don't I would never say it like before in the previous lives. I would never say it, but I'd be like, "Motherfucker, I'm back from the dead. It's time to fuck some shit up again." And so that's what I've been doing. I was on a mission, and we'll get to where I got wrong when we get to the present time. So for now, I'm going to tell you what happened in the 50 years in between here. Okay? Um, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to start here at the end of the war. Right here. This is the longest time. After the war, they took my body and they buried me some trash, under some trash cans. And when they buried me under the trash cans, I don't know how the science works, but my essence, my soul, or whatever you want to call it, it was attached to the dirt that they buried me into. Like my essence was trapped there. That was my final resting place. And so I laid there under the concrete after they repaved and rebuilt for like 13 years, just laying there, wondering what's going to happen next. And once a week, that garbage truck would come and crush me under the weight. That was, I think that was my punishment, to feel the weight on me. And so, well, I think it had to do with when there's like mass death on the planet, the creator is a pretty busy guy. Like I'm gonna tell you, I can't tell you how powerful the creator is. He can be everywhere all at once. He can speak to every single dead person, all dying, all at the same time. He can be with every single person being born, all at the same time. He can watch every single little critter come out at the beginning of the day, first dawn, first sunlight of dawn, and he sees it all. Everything. Everybody. Every single person. Every soul that the light can touch. And so darkness is kind of scary, you know. So anyway, fucking not a big deal. After 13 years, things have settled down, and the creator came for me. He pulled me out of the dirt, and he said, "Look what they did to you." And and then he took me away, and he put me here, and he gave me the body of a pig. I spent 14 years on that island, a full life. I was all alone. I don't know how I got on that island, but I woke up and I was all alone. There was no one there, no one like me, just an island. I ran around looking for someone, and the only thing on that island was mangoes everywhere. I wasn't going to die. I was going to spend a lifetime on that island, all alone. And I did. I spent a lifetime alone on that island for what I did to you last time I was here. And then, holy shit, that's 3 blocks, 3 14-year blocks. My math, I'm really bad at math. I'm sorry. Um, Yeah, yeah. And so I died alone on that island. All right. And then I woke up again, like you usually do, underwater again. Oh yeah, black. I'm gonna draw the piggy. Yeah, it's not a good pig, whatever. And so spent a lifetime alone on the island, little tiny island with trees. 14 years is a long time to be alone. And yeah, I woke up in the water again here. This time, having served my sentence, my punishment for those horrible things I did in the past, the Creator let me have one of my favorite forms again. It's cool, man. I was a crab this time. I wasn't a lobster. And I I kind of went on another slaughter fest because I was angry that my plan failed and that I was now underwater again. And I slaughtered anything that moved, anything I could jump off the seafloor and grab. I was pissed that I had to live underwater again and that my human life was cut short. It was primordial rage. Yeah, another 14 years. Oh yeah, my sentence wasn't over. The way I died as a crab is quite horrifying. Um, I was captured because I was a big crab. I had killed so many fish and eaten so many souls that I was captured by humans. I was boiled alive and I died one of the worst ways imaginable. I hope it tasted good. Okay, and now we're here. The present day. This is where shit gets complicated. If you didn't think any of this was complicated, good, good, good for you. Now, I'm going to zoom in here because this is really fucked up. And I'm going to tell you why those time travelers didn't come and visit Stephen Hawking. So, our era, I'm going to say 1995, 2001 is the significant year, is the universal constant of I'm really sorry, but it's 9/11, baby. Is the universal constant of our era. And this era is constantly changing. Like people are talking about some kind of like CERN or whatever. Right here is where the time traveling wibbly wobbly timey stuff comes into fruition. This era we live in is up in the air. I don't know what happens beyond this point because we are currently stuck here. I have lived in this era. I've been trapped here. Because I can't tell you what happens in the future. If the future happened and it was reversed, I would I have those? No, I don't know. So I don't know what happens past this point. But I remember everything that happened before and some of the things that happened here. Um, I don't know, man. It's the fucking there's something funky going on, and I haven't been able to go forward. Uh, because the last time I lived here in this timeline, this is gonna get the special mark because we are. I'm gonna say we're stuck, and if humanity is wiped out in my lifetime again, We're just gonna we're just gonna go whoop and shoot back here to 2001. The humanity is able to be destroyed in this clusterfuck of chaos in the timeline. Anything can happen. That's why I'm here. I was to become the ruler of humanity and lead you all into a golden age of space travel. Like the guy who wrote that story is the reincarnation of Nostradamus, and he just spoiled the rest of humanity for us, okay? Because I'm reborn once every 100 years. You're all supposed to listen to me. And then when I die, you got like 50 years. You guys can do whatever you want, but I'm going to come back. And then it's back to Empire. So there's something here. The time traveler. Shit, man. I forgot this part. Sorry, I've been preparing this for a while. Oh, I didn't even hit play on my music. That's why. Wow, I got this far without any music. That's awesome. Cool, man. Um, yeah, we're stuck here, and everything's changing all the time. My memories, like I don't know everything. I can't tell you what's gonna happen in 5 years because everything's changing. It's chaos. Right now, chaos reigns. The king has been dethroned, and I don't know what to do about it. I can't do it alone. I guess I could talk about that big plan I was talking about along because it has to do with the past. We're skipping to episode 2 because I forgot I've been mind blocked there. Oh yeah, it's very important to label things. There we go. Chaos. All right. Let's go 3000. Oh yeah. Oh shit, I hope you guys can't hear this. Good. That would have been really bad. Okay. Duplicate group. I guess I can afford to shrink it now. You guys saw the full thing. Oops. Group 1. All right, we're gonna smush this just a bit. Nothing too crazy. But now we're gonna go back in time to my foggy memories, and I'm gonna tell you all about how I came to this knowledge in the first place. Because I think it's pretty important information to share. I shouldn't be the only immortal person on this planet. I'm tired of ruling over this world alone. Let's go back to the year. Okay. This is kind of foggy. Already in episode 2. Shit. Okay. So, jumping back from this man, there was a king, me. I don't know who this was. I think I read somewhere it was like Frederick the First. And he had an army of these guys that were like tall, like big guys, and that was like the thing. And I'll tell you why I have this power where I can just become a king. Like it's like one part luck, one part DNA, and the rest is all on me. All me. This is a big jump. I don't remember. Fuck all. I must have died a lot. I must not have reached adolescence. This is the biggest jump on the timeline. 1125. Mongol. This is when the Great Slaughter really started to ramp up. It's the first time I mean, it's the I think it's the first time in written history where I can be like, I remember that. Like that's as far back as I can go. Anything before that is even foggier, and I don't know. It's like I said before, the speculation. And I'm gonna tell you about the Great Slaughter. It's not over until my work here is done, and then I'll be free to leave this earth and leave you all alone forever. I will continue to reincarnate. There's nothing you can do to stop that. My DNA is spread throughout more than 60% of humanity. You will have to wipe out more than 60% of humanity to attempt to get rid of me. And you would have to follow my DNA sequence all the way down to like Lucy or something. But I do know, because Creator is a pretty generous guy, the year 2110 is significant for some reason. That's when I'm coming back, guys. If you kill me tomorrow morning, I'll be reborn sometime here. And that you cannot stop unless you wipe out all of my DNA. There's one part I'm missing. The Great Slaughter. So we're gonna go back even further. Holy shit, man. This is getting even more complicated. Oh, now I'm losing people and just know it. I should have made a script, man. But I think scripts are gay! Alright, this is like ancient times. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend to know the language or anything like that. This is like negative something, negative X in on the timeline. Back when the world had was controlled by one kingdom. Like humanity was small enough to be controlled in like one central location. I'm gonna say somewhere here in Africa or the Middle East. Maybe even both. But I was the king there for a long time, and I wasn't alone. I'm not the only immortal man. I refuse to believe that I'm the only person in the whole wide world who comes back from the dead. I refuse. I like it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Oh yeah, the kingdom. I'll make a new Africa here. Europe, yeah, whatever. Africa, Middle East, and then yeah, Middle East is here. Okay, so the kingdom was somewhere here. I remember it used to be a forest, but I've lived in that land for so long that it changed. Humans changed it, but we still stayed there anyway. They were like, nope, this is our home, that kind of deal. And there were five of us. There was the king, me, because when Creator made this earth, it was meant, the material world, it was meant to be ruled by a king. And the king had helpers. Helpers that he prayed for. One was an architect, to build the empire for me. One was a soldier. I think there was like some kind of like a shaman guy, some kind of religious guy, something with the moon and shit. I don't know. Stars. I don't know. I wasn't really that interested in him, but the people loved him, so I was just like, it works. Um, and then this fifth guy is the important one. So there were four of us, and we all had special traits that allowed us to rule over humanity in harmony. And I forget who the fourth guy was. Anyway, there was something missing from the empire. We had everything we wanted, but there was something holding me back. I felt like we needed something. It wasn't just right, because like the way the world worked, everyone just listened to me and everyone just did. It got boring and like I was like, nah, 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 nah. Creator, can you create someone who's smarter than me, who can help me rule this empire? And so that's when he was born. My ancient enemy. I created him. I created my own worst enemy, the blue-eyed man. And so the baby was born, and we had him, baby Blue Eyes, and we raised him good. We taught him the language. We taught him everything we knew. Like him and the four companions, they taught him everything. They educated him, and he was truly mind-numbingly intelligent. God pulled out all the stops. This was the smartest motherfucker known to all of anything really. Anyway, what happened was old Blue Eyes, I don't know why, but he didn't like me. And so he ran away. Blue Eyes was a pretty sneaky, clever motherfucker. All right, I'll give him that much. So I'm going to finish Asia here. Oh shit. Gotta fix my pen. Indian Ocean, India, Korean Peninsula, up to Asia, Siberia. Japan, not too significant. Um, so this map is how I'm going to explain how humanity started. I'm gonna spill all the beans, and all of you scientists are gonna fucking bow before me. Well, I don't really expect you to bow or anything like that. I'm on vacation. I'm no longer antichristing. I'm no longer ruling your lives. This is my vacation life. Emperor Vincent is not the universal constant. It's now 9/11. You can have your 9/11 globalist elite. Fuck you. Or whoever those elite assholes are. I don't really give a shit. Anyway, because the modern world is perfect. The internet, I can talk to everybody. It's literally everything we need. I'm going to have some fun for the next 50 years. That's why I'm doing this right now. This is why I can just share all this information. I'm kind of just like cleaning out my closet. Anyway, so Blue Eyes, when he was an adolescent, when he got old enough, I don't know why, but he didn't like me and he ran away. He ran away. He was a pretty clever guy. He went this way, but then he doubled back and went up to Europe. And me, all the king's horses and all the king's men, I said, "What? He ran away? What the fuck? Like what are you? I was outraged. He ran away. What? Why? Why, motherfucker? If you're out there, Mr. Blue Eyes, why? Why wouldn't you help me?" Anyway, all the king's horses and all the king's men went looking for him, and we went searching everywhere, all for him for centuries, like 100 years, 100 years, 100 years. We were looking for him. And yeah, we've been fighting ever since. Right here, this way. That's the war. That's the Great Slaughter. It's been going on for ever since he ran away. And He's never apologized. He's So here's what I think is happening. We got me here, and we got Mr. Blue Eyes. And we really do not like each other for some reason. And we've been fighting for domination over this world for all this time. All of those conflicts were, from my way, it was because of the blue eyes and race. I needed to wipe them out in order to reclaim my world. But I was wrong about that. There's more to it. There's a bigger lesson. And I don't know what that is. That's why I'm sharing this information with you. And I need some help. I need some clarity from the regular people now, because I can't rule this empire alone. I needed someone smarter than me to help me rule over this world. And when I got it, all it did was cause worldly issues, worldly problems in the material world. And so we've been fighting each other. Mongolia is significant. Here's where Mongolia is significant. Right here. I'm going to draw a little hat. I was reborn after after the Bering Strait, all that, all the way over to North America, the Great Migration, all of that down to Mexico. And so I had spent all that time, 100 years, 100 years, 100 years, looking for him all over the world. And I had spent all these lifetimes searching for him. And it wasn't until all that time passed that I realized, oh shit, that smart motherfucker. He went the other way. But luckily, like in real life, I started walking, but I really only made it like back in those times about this far, and then I died. I croaked on the coast. And then I was reborn in Mongolia. And I was like, well, I know where I'm going. And this time I was mad because I had spent thousands of years searching in the wrong place. He tricked me, fucker. And so, if you can piece all that human history together, that's where we're at. And the Great Slaughter has been commencing ever since. I've been on the Great Blue-Eyed Slaughter now for like at least 1,000 years. It's been almost 1,000 years, guys. I've been murdering people. Now that I see the full timeline. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about Africa. I remember what happens before I became the king. We all used to live here. This is like the tribal lands. These are the ancient lands. These people are to be respected and protected because this is where we all came from. All right? And so the way their tribalism works is they don't like people who don't fit in. And so when someone doesn't fit in, let's say he's missing a leg or an arm, they'll kick him out. Get the fuck out of here, they say. And so that's how my kingdom was formed. I've been banished from those tribes for like thousands of years. This isn't right. We need some kind of order. And so one time I was banished, I became a great king. And that's when Creator really started looking after me. That's when I gained his attention for realsies. Yeah, man. That's humanity. And I explained all of that in less than an hour. I was expecting this to take an hour, just to the wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. I was fully expecting that to be totally fuckered. What the hell? What's that layer one? What the fuck? That's so weird. When did that happen? Did I do that? Nah. Anyway, I fixed this one. I'll save that later for resources. Um, yeah, I'm gonna talk about the swirly, the time travelers. We're gonna get back on track here. I remembered. This looks like it. Yeah, that looks right. The time travelers. Okay, these fucking assholes, man. They want something from our era. As far as I can tell, they want something that we have right now that they don't have in I don't know how long. I don't know where they're coming from. They want something that we have. I think it's like Bitcoin or something. Like I think they want to come here, steal someone's email and passwords, get all the money, go back to the future, right? Makes that to me makes the most sense. They're here to steal someone's bank account. Or maybe art or something. An artifact. I don't know, man. Stupid. But every time they come here, I am also reborn here. That's why 1995 is the most important year because that's the year I was born. That's I every time a time traveler visits our era past 2001 in this era when I'm alive, I Vince, whenever I'm alive and you time traveling retards come here, I am reborn and I am forced to live through this entire timeline all over again. I'm stuck here every time you come here. Maybe that's the point. Maybe they want to keep me trapped in this period of time where I can't do anything. But all of my children, my words sink into your mind and you will never forget them. My child. I've had thousands of millions of children, and now I no longer need children anymore. I no longer need my family. I am now a unit of my own. I guess that's why this era is significant, because it's the era when the God Emperor ascends. And so at some point when I get older, I might know what I mean by that, but until we get there in 50 years, we won't know. Yeah, that's right. So we're trapped in the year 2001 until humanity is wiped out. Because when humanity is wiped out completely, the time travelers cease to exist, and then we are gifted with a brand new timeline. That's how it works. And so once we are gifted with the new timeline, the one we're in, whatever happens now, there are universal constants and all that shit. So maybe those time travelers. No, 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 they change. They change. I have no idea, man. I don't know who these fucks are, but they're fucking with my world. This world was gifted to me. I earned it. And so that's where I stand. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about racism now. And the years in between he who shall not be named and me. Sometime here in the 1960s, 50s, 45, 55. No, no. We'll just put it here. Whatever. 1960s. They invented a thing called psychology. I don't know how to spell. I never spell psychology every day, whatever. Anyway, they invented this thing called psychology in the last 50 years. Well, in the 50 years I was in the dirt. And that's exactly what I needed. Maybe the blue eyes spelled out his own demise while I was gone. All right, so this thing called psychology was invented. So Before in the timeline of he who should not be named, in his time, the only science was racism. That was the only sure thing to those people. Racism was the only science in that era. That's why when he met one nasty person, he blamed their entire race and he painted them all with the same brush. And that's where all those years I was being punished, those that long 50 years, I thought about it. Well, no, I didn't really think. When I was reborn, I read about psychology and I was just like I had my mind blown. And they were like, "Whoa, there's a word for the people that I want to destroy and remove evil from the world, and it's not racism." Like it really changed everything about who I am. This discovery, the psychology. There's now a word for the person, the evil I am going to destroy. And that word is a sociopath. We must wipe out all sociopaths. That's the great cleansing of our era. It's not racist, it's science. Anyone can be a sociopath. We just have to find them and destroy them. That's the new prerogative. I was wrong with the Great Slaughter. I was wrong. I murdered all those people for nothing. I think that's where I'll leave it. I'll come back for episode 2. Um, I don't know. I guess tomorrow or something. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, Q&A. Anybody in chat? No? No. All right, we're done here. Good night, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful life. And I'll leave you with one last piece of advice. When you die, you shouldn't be afraid. Don't be afraid to die. Death is not the end. If Creator loves you, He will allow you to stay. All right, everyone. I love you all.